Hello and welcome to the Salt Collector channel. We collect buckets of salt from the tears of our enemies, and today I'm going to go over my matchup guide with sideboarding on a deck that I used to win Dutch Nationals, and then I'll do a bit of gameplay with a new deck that I built with Sir Boltyn, more in lines with Prayer Bologna and the yellow deck matters. Yellow cards matter. Just to try it out again, and just so you guys can see some of the lines and whatnot. The reason why I don't have my image on this video now is because it's too dark and the lighting's horrible, and you don't need to see my ugly mug when I talk about this. So let us get started. I haven't touched the deck at all, but I've created some matchups on the side, some of the more common ones: Azalea, Bravo, Dash, Dory, Dromai, Faikatsu, Missouri, Lexi, Icelander, and Viserai. Those are the decks I imagine I'd play most, so I focus on those. And we can start off with this top to bottom, left to right, left to right to the bottom. What I put in here against Azalea is Command and Conquer for obvious reasons, to threaten their arsenal, and their arsenal is so important, so we really need to consider that. Sink Belows, Soul Shields for the Dominates, get those in our arsenal to try and fight back. I don't mind having a non-block in, because if they're going to dominate, I'm only going to block with one card from hand anyways. And then take out Valiant Thrusts, and yeah, that's it to make up for, I think I have 60 cards, so I must take out another bunch of 3. Salvation. Yeah, I don't think it's a race, so I'm taking out the life gain Banneret and the Valiant Thrust. I don't know if that's correct, take out Valiant Thrust. Maybe I need to keep Valiant Thrust in and take out something else like Illuminate, but no, I like Illuminate. I like going back. I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to hit you with the red and leisure. That's just going to happen. So what you want to do when that happens is hit back with as big as possible, and that is probably big as possible. Illuminate, Bolting Blade, Celestial Cataclysm. Yeah, they're going to whiff as well. If they high roll you, you're probably going to lose, a bit like Bravo. At some point, there'll be a turning point in the game, and you'll be able to sort of go from defensive to offensive. There is even a world where you can fatigue the Azalea. Now, could you put in Soulborn Resolve? If you really want to go the fatigue route, yeah, you probably could. But I prefer being able to crack back, put them on the back foot, especially when you see your first Command and Conquer. They might do a vanilla attack. Remorseless is probably the best of the worst to hit you with, because then you can still do things. Sleep Dart sucks. Red and Ledger sucks. Anything else isn't too bad if they hit you with it, and then you just get your turn to go off that way. That's Azalea. Bravo. There should be, this guy should be in. Yeah, let's put you in. So we have a solid 60, almost the same as Azalea, except we're not putting in the Command and Conquers, because they just have a very good defense, and they might not have their arsenal. Their arsenal is not as important, and they'll have Crown of Providence. We have the Sink Belows, the Soul Shields, taking out the Salvations, because I don't think we need that life gain. Yeah, I think I spoke about this a little bit before. Prioritize having a good arsenal, because they can disrupt your hand. So you want your bomb cards in arsenal, or your D-Reacts in arsenal. And save your armor for as late as possible. If they're going to hit you with a Spinal Crush, Dominate, and it's not too bad, your hand's pretty bad anyways, and you block with one, hit with another, and then, yeah, okay, your turn isn't great, but you really, really, really want to keep your armor for one of their more important turns, or one of your more important turns, where you can block 4 with your armor, one from hand, and that stops the Spinal Crush. It stops stops a few things. It doesn't stop Crippling Crush. It stops Starstruck. It stops a what's that one called that you can't gain strength, you can't gain power. That one's important to stop as well. So the few things you want to stop, and by having that 4 block and armor, 5 block with tunic, if you're really desperate, it's pretty sweet. And then of course you're keeping your soul shields and your sync blows for the turns that really count. If they're going to hit you for 13 vanilla, take 13 vanilla and hit back with 13 if you can. When you have an arsenal card, whatever it is, you're going to use it at some point. Just make sure you don't waste it in terms of you have a 5-card hand, your arsenal is just sitting there, block with 2, hit back with 2. Then you have your arsenal for the next turn. Whether you had that arsenal or not wouldn't have made a difference because you're not going to arsenal card anyways after that. That is one thing I learned, and I think has helped me up my game a lot, is when to use your arsenal card, when to arsenal, what to arsenal, and just be patient. You don't need to rush and win and because you believe that they're going to come at you the nuts every turn. It's not going to happen. It could happen, and it sucks when it does, but percentage-wise, probability-wise, it's not going to happen. So he hits you with a Spinal Crush. Dominate, your hand's pretty bad anyways. You have the direct in arsenal. You block for 3, take 6, crack back with Bolting Blade. That's fine. That's a pretty good return anyways. Pitch 2, pitch 4 for Bolting Blade. That's fine. If you have a bomb hand, super good hand, and he comes at you with that, then yeah, you go with your 2 block from one of your equipment pieces, and then you sink below, and you're golden. And then you still have 4 cards to swing back with, which is probably going to be a Lumina or a mini V turn. But if you don't need to use it, don't use it. There'll always be another chance to use it, unless you're really worried about Command and Conquer, CNC Pummel. Anyway, that is Bravinho. Moving on to Dash. Dash, I quite like this matchup because they got so many attack action cards. So I feel it's a race. So you want your Bannerets of Salvations. You want to hit with your Luminas. I put in the Sinks because they're such an efficient block against his. I think he has 2 on hits, one which gives the next one Dominate and one which gives the next one +3 power. And those are both 4 power. So basically you're waiting for those attacks to use your Sinks. And the Dominate one's not too bad. The other one is Combustible something. I forgot the name. That one is the one where you want to block with your 2 armor pieces or your Sink below. And then it's just, after that, it's just a race. Their blocking isn't great. They've got 3 bio updates, whatever it's called, and 3 tutor cards that both block 3. But I think that's it in terms of non-attack actions. So 6 non-attack actions in their whole deck. If they play D-Reacts, then it's not bad for you either because there's a chance they're going to whiff on one of their boosts. So, and it means they can't attack you with something. Not a bad matchup. Race the hell out of them. Go first so they can't load their pistol and stuff and have an arsenal. If they, for some reason, whatever, go first and they get their induction chamber pistol and super lucky get their, what's it called? Jeez, I suck with names today. 10 power, maximum velocity in arsenal, and then you're in trouble. So we go first. We get tunic counter. We get the arsenal. We force the awkward blocks for them on turn 1. And they might have some non-blocks in hand. So race, dash, race, update. Matchups. Dash. Dory. Okay, this is a tough one. Go second. This is one of the few heroes I don't mind going second with. I don't know why this happens. Let's put that in. So I feel like this is again a similar matchup to the Bravo Azalea decks where you're gonna play grindy until you have that turn. They can't disrupt you. They can do a boatload of damage, but they can't disrupt you like Bravo and Azalea can. So what you theoretically want to do in this matchup is keep them off a counter until you're at like 25 each. Then you can give them a counter if it means you're going to go off. And when I say go off, I mean 20 damage turn. If you can threaten a 20 damage turn, 15 damage turn, 15 plus, I think 15 is the low end, then they have to block, and then they reduce their hand size, and then you're in the driver's seat. Then after that, what I find is once I get the life lead, and I let them hit me, they generally don't get that go again. They don't get to get counters on because they need the specific cards to get the go again. And half their hand becomes useless if you don't block. The reprise just doesn't work. Or you block from armor and arsenal. Same dealio, Sink Belows and V the Vanguards in, and Soul Shields in. We have Spirit of Verinia out, two blocks out as well. This is a non-block, so I don't want that in case I need to use my full hand. These are 2 blocks, so they are a liability. Still have one of them in there, maybe for that final push turn to get over the line. This is a tough matchup because they don't have any attack actions to block with, but it is still a relatively good one compared to the rest of the field. I'm not too scared when I go up against Dory, but they also have the chance to do the nuts. Dory, Bravo, I mean, all these decks, they have high roll options. Dromai. I don't know why this keeps coming out. If I just didn't put it in. So, I mean, I play against a lot of Dromai, so I feel like I now understand the matchup better. Maybe not perfectly. So from the 57, what I do is I just put in the most expensive popper you can get. That's a Command and Conquer. Put those 3 in. Leaves you with 8 poppers, which is pretty good. Helps you end their turn very quickly so you can keep the pressure on. That's sort of what I use them for. Well, I mean, when there's a good opportunity to use them, I use them. If it works out that I'm putting on some serious pressure, and then they're trying to get back in the game, they bring out a dragon, they attack, I pop it, and I come back with 3-card hand. I still stifle their whole turn. I get that 3-card hand out, which could be 7 to 10 damage. And if you're super lucky, it could be 12 damage with a Being Bravado into Luminous Ascension. That's living on Fairy Tale Land. Or Being Bravado into Sword into Valiant Thrust. The Tunic counter up. Yeah, so I don't let them develop a board. I want to let them develop a board. Normally it's something like 1 to face, Sword to Dragon, or Being Bravado for 4 to Marigai and Sword to face. And you're monitoring their ash, you're making sure that you're getting rid of the dragons quickly, ignore their ash wings, pop them if you have a popper, because this stops their whole chain. And then you can focus on attacking the bigger dragons and then the face. And then they'll take you 2 ash wings, and yeah, that's fine. Again, this is a race. Because they've got 9 life and sigils. If you see those early, if you see them pitch them early, try kill them before they get there. Otherwise, it's just an uphill battle. Fighting through 9 extra life. I mean, the sigils are so good against us because we have a lot of breakpoints, and these sigils just make up for the breakpoints, and our on-hits are not that devastating. It's generally life gain through Luminous Ascension and Banneret of Salvation. Yeah, Bolt of Courage is the best on hit with a draw card, which is fantastic in hitting a dragon off of a Be the Vanguard turn or off of a courage token. Kill their merry guy, draw a card, see what you can do next. Illuminate, also a very good card if you want to block out with your hand. Leave Illuminate up to kill merry guy or another dragon. Also a fine play because then you build your soul, clear their board. Yep. So difficult matchup, not impossible, as you've seen me play stream on the stream for the Dutch Nationals. Beckoning Light would help this a lot, which I'm considering taking out these cards now, just because Lexi is going to Living Legend. So do I still need these? Maybe not. Okie dokie. Is that updated? Next up, we've got the Faikatsu. Yeah, for this one, I do go with the current build. I do have my Courage of Bladehold Centauri Saber combo in, which means you have your D-Reacts in, you take out your 2 blocks, you take out some Bolting Blade and a Valiant Thrust just because they're difficult to get off. There's so much pressure put on from these players that you're really just trying to chip away with damage, chip, put them down to 25, 30, because they're not going to block. You're probably at 12 at this point, they're at 25, 30, you're quite on low life, 10 maybe. Then hopefully you got two card Lumina, two Luminas, and what does that do? That gives you 24 damage. 24 damage, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 12 life on the high end. 24 and 12, so that puts them down to 1, and you up to 24 if they don't block, which they probably won't, because then they'll swing back or they'll block with armor or something like that. So it's still, even if you get that Lumina turn off, it's still not a guaranteed win. Yeah. Go first, get soul, let him hit you 4, crack back, get another soul, because you can block with 3, and then 1 from Arsenal, Engulfing Light from Arsenal, for example, charged. And yeah, that's the story here. Maybe I need Spirit of Arena in for these decks. I know the other combo decks do it because it works so well for Via the Vanguard. Because if you do Via the Vanguard for 1, right? Via the Vanguard for 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 extra points of damage. So, yeah. Yep. Matchups. Where are we next? Icelander. Icelander, we go first because we're going to take, we have Arcane Barrier 1. So if they have a Aetherized Vein Red, turn 1 or turn 0 for them, that's 4 damage going through. Then the Waning Moon, another damage. So you get 35. You can't do anything about it. And I'm going to be at 35 anyways if they have that their turn 1, my turn 0. I don't really care. Because I'm just going to attack. It is a pure race. I almost never null rune AB. If I spend a yellow to play Take Flight into Sword, that second resource normally goes to Frostbite. If it's not a Frostbite, fine, it'll go into Waning Moon. But I almost never AB against these guys. Against Icelander, I've got Soulbound, which gives me a pseudo AB. I've got Banner of Protection, which gives me 3 life. Banner of Salvation, 3 more life. And then Halo of Illumination for their kill turn. So my resources are solely focused on killing them. And it's pretty good. Works so far for me at the moment. Of course, if they get the channels and their chills, you're in trouble. But no matter what deck you are, if they get their channels and their chills, you're in trouble. You just don't have a way of fighting through the slow turns because we have no blues. So and because we have no blues, I'm not going to waste one card to prevent 2 damage. It's just not good math. Halo of Illumination comes in, Null Boots come in, Soul Bond Resolve comes in. And then it's the same Raiden plan. Next up, we've got Lexi. Same thing as the Ninja matchup. Lexi just outputs more damage than us. Doesn't block so well. Actually, ninjas don't block either so well against us because of all the attack actions. So if it's a close game and you're down to 5 life each and you've got 2 3-card hand, 3-card hand you want because you want to threaten lethal, then things start to get dicey for the player because whatever block they do, they're going to take damage or overblock. That's with the Raiden build. With the combo build, I think I prefer this matchup over ninjas, especially Katsu, because the on-hits aren't nearly as devastating as a Katsu that can go off and dishonor you. So we put in the Sync Belows, we put in the CNCs to threaten their arsenal, we put in the Soul Shields, and we put in the combo pieces. We take out Valiant Thrust because, again, we can't play them. We take out Bolting Blade because they're tough to play, and Spirit of Runic doesn't block, and it's a liability. Again, maybe it's worth putting in for the Vanguard. I am not experienced combo player. Moving on. Matchups. Azuri. Okay, Azuri, I don't mind this matchup because the most amount of damage they can do to you is generally 10. Like, if they get their Black Tech, whatever they're called, maybe 2 6s, 12. Like, the damage they do to you is not threatening. So, yeah, I block when I can. When I don't want to block and I have a good hand, I just let the fates decide what's going to come at me, take the damage, get the cards exiled, banished, and then crack back, hopefully with a 5-card hand if they haven't CC'd or Surgical or Leave No Witnesses type of cards. I don't like to put my bomb cards in Arsenal because I feel like the CC trick is at least the other tricks I can Sink Below and Soul Shield. The CC one, I cannot do that. So, that's sort of my way of thinking. A good matchup, though. I think the majority of the cards are attack actions. I do play 6 cards because I will be losing a certain number of cards to their contract attack cards. But other than that, pretty standard list. Put in CNCs and then the D-Reacts. So that bring in 9 cards, get to 66. I go first again because I want the arsenal. I want the tunic. I want the arsenal. I want to be the first. I want to be the first to use my tunic and 5-card hand. And up until that point, I don't mind being behind in tempo. The tempo is not that far unless they have the super good nuts hand turn 1 for them, which Azuri won't have. Matchups. And finally, Viserai. I think Viserai has gotten a little less dangerous now with Rosetta Thorn going. A lot less dangerous. I do not play Null Rune Boots in this matchup because 1 card blocking 2 2 points of arcane damage is very inefficient. I've got the 3 Bannerets of Protections to come in, and then 3 Bannerets of Salvation. So this is basically my pseudo AB. Gain that 6 life here, that way, and then Luminous Ascension gain another 6 life. Gain another 6 life. So hopefully, throughout the course of the game, you're sort of gaining 8 to 12 life to make up for the rune chant damage. And without Rosetta Thorn, you're not taking that extra 2. They'll probably come in with that 4 damage card, 4 damage sword, Nebula Blade. Grindy matchup, mid range versus mid range. Yeah. Take your opportunities when you can. Block out when you can. But I think this is tough. It isn't so easy. They can have some really crazy turns with Revel and Runeblood. They have very efficient 3-card hands. 3-card hand, maybe even 2-carder. Now with Rosetta gone, it might be less efficient, but yeah, 3-card hands, they can still do some damage. Cool, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Those are the main matchups that I play against, or that I imagine playing against in any competitive tournament. There are other heroes like Prism, which I think is getting traction. Riptide, which is actually a very difficult matchup. Riptide's not very good in the meta at all, but against Boltyn, every trap of his works. Prism, I think I'd do the same strategy as I would with Dromai. Bring my poppers in for the heralds, and then just go as quickly as I can. Don't let them build a board state of auras. And then yeah, what other heroes are there? Arachne Huntsman, I think similar to Azuri. Kano, same as Icelander, with Halo of Illumination, Soulbound Resolve, and just one Aegis token, you're preventing 4 damage. And then you have maybe resources up to for null runes. So you pretty much stop their combo without even trying. So it's a relatively good matchup. Damn it. Levia, I think, is actually quite tough. Levia, Rhinar. I did the same. I just raced them. I think I put in 3, maybe Sync Belows, or CNCs. I don't know. CNC works better because they have Scowling Fleshbag. I think they want Scowling Fleshbag against me just because they can then they can get rid of that last card, which is generally a Lumina, when they see it. Boltyn, if you play against another Boltyn, I think the combo version wins. Pretty sure the combo version wins because our on hits are just not that good. I don't think we're quick enough. Perhaps we are. Not entirely sure. And then it's just a matter of being smart about your blocks. And that's about it. Vincent, Iron Maiden, maybe Null Rune is required here. I don't know. It's not popular enough to warrant me thinking about it just yet. Really cool deck, and I think it will be really fun once people start to crack it. Yeah, so I hope that gives you an idea of the matchups in the sideboard. I know a few people have asked me about sideboarding and just go a little bit more in depth there and my strategy for each hero. I hope I gave you enough information with that. In general, I like to go first. I like to be the first one to tunic and go off. I like to build my soul quickly. And then just being smart with your arsenal. That's like the general rules for me as a Boltyn player. Whether being smart with your arsenal means it's either Vanguard in there, it's a Courageous Steel hand, or it's a D-React for some of these Dominate heroes. It just depends. Against Lexi, Katsu, and Fi, you're probably going to lose. I just don't have enough confidence in this deck to take on those heroes because I don't have enough confidence in myself to play as a combo Boltyn. That being said, let's go to my decks, bring up my Bologna, and let's play a game into looking for Lexi or Dash. I think Dash will be popular soon. My friend Sam did as well with Dash, and now with the new set coming out. Yeah, let's see what we can do against this guy. Because I know a lot of you are going into ProQuest season soon. Dash, here it is. Like I said, we go first. I want Tunic. And I want U3. This is a different deck, so I have a different build. I'm just trying this one out because I think it will be fun. Send a message. Good luck, have fun. And I want you guys to see something different as well. Prayer Bologna. Prayer of Bologna. Okay, I'm going 63 because I don't know what to take out. Maybe Resounding Courage. But it's yellow. I like yellows. Take it. Bring in a red, take out yellow. Yeah, let's take out Resounding Courage. I don't think it's good enough. Okie dokie. Lumina Ascension. Looking pretty good. I don't want you now. Let's take off sound. I don't know the sound of it. And then we attack like this. Cool. And Lumina goes in, and then we start the race. We have a definite Lumina turn no matter what because of this courage. They're going to block Engulfing Light because why the hell not? Is this new? This new thing here? I guess it is. Pass. Okay, 2 blues. I don't mind seeing 2 blues go. I'd rather see reds, to be totally honest. I think we just keep this hand and Arsenal V, so we have 2 very good turns. Sure. We just race like this. I don't mind doing this. Okay. Pistol. Spark of Genios. Oh man, that's a good turn. Okay, so I want to, I'll do that. Start with this. Let you, put you in. Going for 4, I'm going for 12. And then via the Vanguard, I could use my armor next turn. Yeah, this new thing's putting me off a little bit. This new thing, I've got to get used to it. Okay, so he's coming in hot next turn. Okay, that hit. Okay, that's why I get it. Yeah, okay. Reveals Banner of Courage. I get the courage token from the hit. That's fine. And then we attack again. Okay, so he's probably got a high octane turn coming. Or a what's it called? Maximal Velocity. Banner of Salvation is in. I would have liked to have charged both those cards with my thing, but I get to charge these 2 and attack for a lot. Okay. Another throttle for, yeah, sure. That's 10 damage already. Not bad. 2 more. Okay. Oh, another throttle. 6. And 17. Pistol whipping. Okay, that's fine. This is a no block game. I did say race, right? Charge. Charge. So we're going 5. You can block this with full armor for that sucks. Let's just do it anyways. 9. see what he does here. He did an 18 damage turn. So the first one I won. The first round I won. Nice. Nice, I like this. Go again. We're sorting him. Yeah, I think we're going greedy. We're going greedy. See what he does. Make him use the armor. Make him use it. Yep. Okay, nice. Another good hand. Short. Short. Yeah, fine. Okay, so we're going light the way into Beacon of Vic. Probably gonna let me do damage again because he's got 5-card hand. So far this yellow thing hasn't done anything, right? It's just exactly the same gameplay. Let's get a Lumina. I don't need to give it go again because it hits and it gets go again by itself. Then we play Lumina. Attack. Pray Boltyn, that's fine. Attack again. Get another life, hopefully. Yeah, and then we do one more here. He doesn't want to block because it's just bad for him to block. High octane. Okay, it's not too bad, right? I'm not too worried about this. High octane-ness. High speed impact. Sure, we take it. And we just keep as much of the hand as we can. We have 60. Yeah, fine. Pulse Wave Harpoon. It's 3 cards, so I want to keep light the way. Well, it doesn't matter, right? Maybe we keep Illuminate. Something. So this needs to be a blue for him to do 6 damage. No matter what, we're good because we both courage. Snapdragon, Snapscalers. Okay, fine. Take 1. Yeah, okay, he comes with 4 more. That's fine. Sure. Yeah, let's just take it. We don't need to worry about that. High-paced game. Lots of fun. I don't even need to use my snap scalers yet. And then we attack here. And we are rolling. Nice, okay. So basically we take this game. charge, charge. Maybe we could just charge one. Doesn't matter. On hit, death. Okay, so I hope you can see from this what I mean by having the first tunic turn, because it's just if you've got the cards, you're gonna do a boatload of damage. I did 24 damage on that one turn, and we can see here. Yeah, I mean this is nuts. This is not normal, but it's pretty good. No, sorry, I gotta go. Yeah, 18 damage threatened and block. I didn't block once, right? I didn't block a single time, so that's just damage threatened. I used one armor block. Damage taken 18, 18, 18. No, I don't want a quick match. Main menu. So there you go. That's the deck for the Dutch Nets, and then there's a trial game with a yellow build, but that yellow build didn't really do anything at all in terms of I didn't use my Bologna. I didn't use yeah, I didn't. It could have been my deck from Nets, and still would have put the exact same result. I think. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks so much for the support. I received so many kind messages over the Dutch Nets win on Facebook, private messages, and not Facebook, YouTube, private messages, and just everyone was so positive and so encouraging. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, I hope you guys do well in your pro quests, and maybe I'll see some of you in Barcelona. Hasta luego.